Well, I've started recording for posterity, so I know what happened. I don't have any housekeeping because my house is really messy right now, so the game might as well be as well.
Mm.
But last session, session 40, you guys you trekked up the mountain path toward the dwarven fortress of Orlbar. You reached a metal suspension bridge with evidence of a past skirmish, identifying both dwarven and kobold bodies and scorch marks. The fallen dwarf had a piece of parchment tucked into his armor. Lord Jomont, now able to speak Dwarven because of the Belt of Dwarven Kind he acquired in Sweetwater, translated this missive as a list of evocation spells. A group of kobold bombardiers then dive-bombed the bridge. Yelena was able to largely circumvent their targeting of your party by creating a fog cloud as cover. And the conflict was a bit hit and miss, but you successfully dropped your attackers into the chasm below by slaying the dragon-like creatures they rode. And ultimately you proved victorious. You reached the fortress's entrance, finding a fallen stone giant blocking the last of the path. Terel sent her horde of rabid squirrels to investigate, which triggered the defenses protecting the hatch leading into the dwarves' mountain stronghold. With some amateur skills, Lord Jomont managed to disable one aspect of the security defenses, the acid jets. But amid a barrage of other evocative assaults and spells, Yelena decided to use her recently acquired sending stone to call for Handsome Moonsilver's assistance in gaining entry to Orlbar. When the Harper's response of "hold tight, I've got someone on it, try not to die," the four of you are huddled behind the cover of some rocks and pipes, just out of the range of the known traps. And it's approaching dusk. The sun is starting to get real low on the 27th of Marpanoth. And I'll reshare the map where you guys were. So you're huddled behind a rock and some pipes at the very clever spot that Kai picked out. I think Kai is the only person who has not suffered damage. Or if he's suffered damage, yeah, he's completely unscathed right now. Survival skills on Kai's part.
Yeah.
Instinctively, no, I'm not going there. I'm not having none of that.
Yeah. Very sensible.
So you're holding tight. What are you doing? Are you holding tight? Are you going to stay where you are?
Well, we were trying to disable the we were trying to get into those panels, weren't we?
So you've disabled what you think is an acid trap.
And then was it timed? I can't remember where we left it.
I had made a phone call.
Yeah.
To Handsome. And
yes.
Apparently he was going to get back to us. We're on hold.
Yeah.
So we did try to disable another of the didn't we? But it didn't work.
Yeah, because apparently Jomon is not a professional lockpicker or something. He just does it as a side hobby, a little tinkering with things maybe. So he didn't not apparently have the mad skills. He kind of feels okay, well, I'm kind of beginning to understand how the mechanisms are working, but it is very complicated. So in the time you had on the attempt that he made, he was not successful before a cone of cold boops you guys.
Okay,
or a laser beam or something smacked you guys before he was successful.
So the cone of cold went off. Is there a bit of set time before it goes off again, or is it just constant?
One of these traps seems to be firing each round.
Yeah. So he disabled the acid, but with the label that we found said fireball, acid, force, cone of cold. So we've had the fireball, we skipped the acid because he disabled it. We've got the force and the cone of cold, which means the next one is a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
And then it says at the bottom of the note, may recharge after deployment. So does that mean it won't necessarily, it's a one-off of each one, but it could fire again? We don't know.
You can roll an insight check.
Okay.
See how big the rolly dice are?
Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
are. Great for me. Oh, I know nothing.
Yeah, you're not sure how to interpret that.
Okay. And the marks that are currently on the map, the big round circle, is that a Kai fireball area, or is that something from the ballista?
That's the trap fireball area.
And the blue, is that the cone of cold?
Yeah, the blue to the left is the cone of cold. There is a purple line that is the laser beam force thing.
Okay.
So we just need to worry about where the lightning's going to come from.
Yeah, where is the lightning going to be?
Yeah. So does that mean only the ballista on the left fired the
make
force?
perception rolls, because we never really covered that, and I feel like it was a question, but it kind of got lost in the shuffle. Or the panic. The analysis paralysis. So
you were doing well today.
I changed my dice color because in the preparation I was rolling terribly, and I don't think my new dice color is really helping at all either. I think I just have a really bad random number seed or something. But Terel, you did notice in the madness of trying to get out of the way of a laser beam and a cone of cold, that the ballistas do seem to shift around depending on what they are firing.
Okay, and they don't both fire the same thing. It's one of them that fires it.
They don't fire the same things. One of them seems to be firing the force and the cold, and the other one was doing the fireball.
Right.
And you don't know if it was associated with acid or anything else.
Right. Okay, so we don't know which one will do the lightning. We don't know how to get past the force field.
You do have visuals on you are aware of 3 other like mechanical grates, or what was I calling them? Panels. Mechanical panels. One is the one that Jomon attempted to disable before you guys started getting hit by traps, and there's 2 you haven't interacted with. I think I shared them, right? I did share, like, there's something marked F and 2 things marked P.
Yeah. So we tried the F1. The 2 marked P appear to be in the cone of cold.
Yeah. And one of the P's is basically in 2 different trap
yeah,
zones.
and the force, yeah. Quite a pickle.
I mean, the only thing I can think of to do is either we keep going with the panels, which is reliant on Jarmon actually being able to do it and roll well, or try and get close to, because it looks like the front end of this ballista, if you want to call it a ballista, it's not really a ballista, I suppose, but it looks more like a tank. It looks like it's pointing, part of it is outside the force field. Could we?
That's really kind of like the limitations of the map.
Oh shit.
Let's just say, like, there is a force field, but like whatever magic, whatever arcanic force that these cannons are generating can travel through the force field.
Right. And no part of the ballista is outside.
So there's no part of the ballista that you can reach to, like, try to mangle with it.
Right. Well, that was my idea out of the window then.
It's just, but there are all the mechanical panels you see, the ones you've seen, outside of being in the zone of certain traps periodically going off, those are able to be interacted with.
Alright, so what are the panels? Are they solid?
They are solid. They're metal.
There's no grate type part to it?
They're kind of, there is kind of like a grate, like each one, the panel is basically like a grate covering, like mesh, where that's how you picked out that it's a panel. It's not completely solid and obscured.
Could my snake fit down it?
How big is your snake? I mean, if your snake is like a little teeny garter snake, yeah, sure. If it's
it
like
just
an
says
average size snake, then it might be a little bit too big for most of the panels.
It just says an animated jade serpent. It says it has the statistics of a giant poisonous snake, but it doesn't say that's its size. But I'm going to assume it's not teeny tiny.
Yeah, if it's a giant poisonous snake, I think it's fair to say it's going to have a hard time squeezing in. Though pythons do get into quite a few places, right?
Yeah,
I don't have experience. Also, okay, I'll say like theoretically, like your snake could get into some of the larger vents, but not necessarily, like maybe nearby, but not like the mesh of the panels themselves.
I was just wondering if you could send him in and tell him to start biting wires.
You could send him in and see if he could like get anywhere and try exploring, see if he can get to some of the mechanics.
I mean, it's an idea. Unless anyone could think of what else we could try, other than still going with these panels.
Well, do we know?
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do we know how long it's going to take for somebody to come and assist from
Well,
the...
that's what I was going to get at next, to kind of like acknowledge that Yelena has called out for help, and it's been acknowledged. But each round is 6 seconds. And the time that it takes to like send a message to somebody, then have somebody talk to somebody else, and then to have somebody actually move to the controls is something potentially that is going to take some time. So it's kind of like up to you guys. Do you want to just continue huddling and do nothing, or do you want to try to do something to kind of make it easier to still be out here, just in case it takes a while for them to like do something based off of Handsome reaching out?
I mean, we're currently huddling behind like the pipes and the rocks, aren't we? So
We don't have any way to shield. I mean, it feels like cuddling's the right thing to do until we hear something back.
yeah, I don't want to stick my head back up. I've already lost half my hit points.
Yeah, I don't want to lose any hit points.
No.
Lord Jomon is perfectly happy to try. He's like, well, if we just wait and see where the lightning is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious where that will come from.
That should be coming along presently, correct? So if we know where the lightning is, then we will have cleverly identified where the traps will attack. And then if we can time it, we can make attempts to disarm some more. Give some little breathing room, or we can just stay here. Maybe have a little rest or something.
I mean, the thing is, even if we disable the traps, we're not going to be able to get in, are we, because of that force field?
Well, we don't know what all the panels do we?
No, that's
Maybe
true.
I'll find a mechanic that is tied to the force field.
I mean, that's as good as anything while we're sat here. Work out where the electric's going to go, then try and time it.
Okay. So I'm interpreting it as you guys stay put, and you're waiting the next round to see where the lightning trap goes off.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to take any other actions?
Kai's not.
It's like, how are you spending your time waiting? I want some descriptions here.
I'm just sitting there with the rock in my hand, waiting, like I'm on hold.
There's a like do 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 music coming out of the rock.
Kai's drawing shapes in the sand with his boot. Oh, with his silk slipper, should I say.
Yeah. And Terel?
I'm seriously thinking about casting Cure Wounds on myself.
And Lord Jamont's just kind of like looking around for like any other signs of like danger with his thieves' tools at the ready, like in one hand, one gauntlet. You notice like he did take off his gauntlets to do the thieves' tools. Now that maybe might have hampered things, but he still like did a decent enough job to disarm the acid trap, which is kind of impressive to do like with gauntlets on.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Misty Step says it will allow us to teleport up to 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, I've got that too.
Doesn't that mean that we can teleport through the force field?
Not with Misty Step.
Balls.
There are some spells that would let you do that. Like a
Right.
dimension door. I don't know if anyone ever had access to dimension door.
Oh, yeah, go again.
That would.
Are we making notes as we go along? Well, that would be a good one to have.
Yeah, I'll get it next time.
Yeah,
Next
I
level up.
mean, you did think about it, and then we decided it would be no use whatsoever.
Yeah, because it could only take one person with you in regular rules as opposed to a free for all like when we played.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
We need dimension garage door.
That's what you need. Maybe that's a spell Kai could invent.
Yeah.
Dimension garage door. I feel like I just
Okay.
distracted myself. I was getting ready to say something. And I've totally forgotten in like the past 30 seconds what I was going to say. I hope it wasn't really important. I hope it wasn't critical information that you guys need to know about your environment. I'm sorry if it was. But okay, you're sitting there like, slippers, drawing circles in the sand and staring at rocks, and Terel just kind of debating whether or not to heal herself. And Jomont like looking around for further danger. A few more seconds pass, and a bolt of lightning shoots out from the rightmost ballista. Can you see
Yeah.
the track
Yep.
now?
Okay, cool.
So still safe here.
All
Good
right,
news.
so that's nice. Well, if we knew, Lord Jomont says, if we knew where the fire was, that would be like a nice little safe area in the middle. All comfy and bright. Assuming it resets. Next round, that's what's going to happen. The fire will shoot off. So we are
F would
free
be
and clear to give it one try at the panel again if we want to.
Alright, so
Yeah.
we've just done lightning bolt, so no acid. So the next two is going to be fireball and force. Fireball, force, and then
Oh, actually,
cone.
that's 2 rounds because it was fireball, and then we had a skip for the acid that I
That's true.
dismantled.
So we think 2 rounds and then the force. So we could have a go at F before,
Two shots to dismantle F.
and then jump back down.
Before
Yeah,
we have
go on.
to.
Go for it, Joe Mott. We believe.
What?
Oh, hang on. Let me. I think I asked this last time, but would like guidance help him? Or bless?
I think I did let you do guidance. Or actually, I'm not sure you guided, and I can't remember what I said.
All right, so guidance will do
It does
to an ability check.
ability check, so yes. Since
Bless is attack and saving
tools
throw,
check
so
is
that-
essentially an abilities check. It's not a skill check, but it is an ability check.
Okay, which ability?
Dexterity.
Then I will cast guidance and give him a D4 onto his dex rolls.
And I think Yelena might have been helping at one point last session.
I think so. Yeah, I think we were trying that.
Like trying hey, you need to jiggle it to the left.
can't remember why we said Yelena could do it, but
Because she has a high dexterity.
right.
I think that was the reasoning. And she is proficient in sleight of hand now.
Right. Okay, that makes sense as well.
So I don't know if Yelena wants to do that. Oh wait, she's gone.
Oh shoot! I never even heard her drop off.
At some point she disconnected and I missed it.
Oh.
Well, maybe we'll make this first attempt and wait for her to be able to reconnect. This might be putting putting the desktop back together issue.
Oh no.
So Jomont jumps up.
Oh, what's the ticks and is this new?
What?
I think it must be.
What's ticks?
Well, when you did the target and the arrows and stuff, it had a little box with a tick, a green tick, and then a red cross.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe that helped me
and
get
little-
rid of it easy, so that was nice.
Okay, and Jomont's little icon appeared in the top right of my map, so
Because I was interacting with him.
I guess, yeah.
But I was like, I did the arrow accidentally because I tried to move and talk at the same time. Because I had my push to talk key down, and it made the pointer appear. Okay,
Yep.
so
Oh, she said Kim said had a power blip getting back online now.
okay, cool.
Where did you get that?
Twitter.
Ah,
Or blue sky.
no, Rich.
Twitter.
She's still on the bad place.
I've got
still
Blue Sky on my computer,
I'm still in the
but
bad place, but nobody talks to me.
I don't even look at it. To be fair, I don't know.
I don't post on there. I might like some things, but most of it's kind of like junk. But there's more like Critical Role things and stuff getting posted. And like Marvel news. That kind of thing.
Okay.
What was it? Jomont rolling a dexterity check with proficiency using his thieves tools with guidance from Terel.
Go on, Jomont, we believe in you.
Add the +2 to give the proficiency, and then do a check. Nice. He rolled a 22, and with guidance, that makes
Nice.
it 24. So after jiggling like a few seconds, you hear a sound of satisfaction come from him, and he's like, "Oh, I've got it!" And you see, like, there's like a little grill from the panel, like a few parts that he's taken out, and they look a little bit wrecked, and he kind of like throws them to the side. And as he does that, the force field seems to ripple a little bit.
Ooh.
And he's like looking, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, there seems to be, there's a label here. It says force field mechanic. Indoors. So this must be a power source, but it didn't completely disarm it. Force field's
Okay.
still there."
All right, well, jump down before Alt fires at you.
Right. Jomont jumps down. And I'm going to delete that thing.
Okay. I guess we wait to see if the next thing goes off. Which should be Fireball.
Oh, I think the fireball's already... Wait, has it? Yeah, the fireball's already gone off.
Kim's messaged again. She says, okay, this is looking like potential computer problems. It happened again.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Rach is replying. What
I'm
do we do?
replying, oh, no. Collective from the party. Oh, dear.
Bonnie's gone really quiet. We
Yeah.
lost her as well. Have we? Oh,
Well, no, I'm just like... I'm like debating, like, ooh, what to do.
I mean, we could give her 10 minutes and see if she can... I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, we can... I mean, Jummont's doing all the work, so we can try and get the panels open while she's trying to get back on. Unless she says that it's just... She's not going to be able to do it. And then...
It's absolutely, like, toast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've asked her if she
that's
thinks
good.
it's fixable.
I suppose last thing anyone wants to do is start rushing around trying to dick around with the computers.
So say time passes and the next round the fireball does go off. Same area it did before.
The big red circle bit,
Big
yeah?
red circle. And then there's an opportunity to do something else when the acid would have fired.
Okay, so I would say, can we try and get closer to that next panel?
You and Jomont can.
It is tricky because, let's see, the next trap, the force is aiming right at it.
So the F that was on there, the F panel, did Jomont disable it completely, or is it still?
Yeah, he disabled that one, so that.
Right. So which one was that? So which did
Well,
that
we don't
disable
know.
the trap?
We don't know if it's disabled a trap or if it's just had something to do with the force field.
It seemed to affect the force field a little.
Okay. So
But you
do
don't
we think
know
the
if it
panels
did a
are
trap.
force field related rather than trap related? Do we think? No, because we did the acid one.
Yeah, the
Yeah, we
first
did the
panel
acid.
seemed to disarm the acid. It was labeled, at least there was writing inside of it that labeled it as acid. And the writing inside this one labeled it as the force field.
Okay. Well, so do we think we can get to another P, or do we need to wait for next thing to go off?
Well, I'm thinking we could use the time between the blasts to get over to the closer to that next panel. Because it looks, I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, but it does look like there's a sheltered bit behind it, so the force blast and the cone of cold we'd be shielded from it. Looks like there's a rock and a big pipe.
Oh, that would be up to the DM to say.
You could get... Well, let me write on it. And also have you make perception checks. Like looking around. For what you might do.
Oh, balls.
Giant dices. Oh, look, Kai's got his eyes open for a change.
Kai, because you're pretty happy with your hidey hole.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
And you've had more time to like look around your surroundings. You notice another panel.
That's outside of Forces of Death to the south. Right. Me and Jormont that way.
Oh, maybe I'll come with you, since it seems to be outside of danger. Outside of the danger zone.
So, you dash over to the southernmost panel that you've spotted. Kai and what, Terel, you're going with?
Yep, I'm going.
And Jomont gives it another try.
Guidance again. Oh, hang on, is that a spell?
It's a cantrip, yeah.
So I can use it as many times as I want?
Yeah.
Oh, thank God for that.
Wow. Okay, these dice are doing better. So,
Yeah.
So that's a 23 to starting with the guidance. That's 25. And more jiggery pokery and a sound of triumph. And Jim goes, I think I am getting the hang of this. And the pieces of the trap come apart. Jomont tosses them to the side. He lifts this little insert inside a little, looks like a board covered with kind of like soldered metal and some wires. And he looks and he's, okay, this is one of the traps. This is the fire mechanism.
Okay, cool.
Cool. So now we've opened up that whole orange circle area. It's potentially safe.
Yeah.
Minus the lightning bit.
Alright.
Yes.
So, do we want to see if we can spot any more panels that are outside of the known areas of death?
We could do.
Do you want to move your location at all?
I mean, I'd be tempted to say, can we reach higher ground to have a better look at what, where we can see other panels apart from the two that are underneath the cone of cold?
Good point, yeah. So what about these two rocks just above us? Are they quite high?
There are some high, yeah, the rocks are kind of high. They're a little bit obstructive. You can see straight ahead quite easily to where the ballistas are slightly blurry behind the force field shimmering. But you think you'd have a better visual vantage point if you were closer in the area where the fireball used to detonate.
So where that green smudge is then, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, the green smudge would probably give you a better vantage area.
Alright, then I'm going to tell Jormont to stay put, because I don't want him, because he's the only one who can do out with the traps. And I will stand in front of Kai with my shield out. Well, I suppose it might block your view.
Nah.
Perception again?
Yeah, perception again.
Ooh!
Oh, look at that.
Dirty 20, nice.
So Terel, you're looking about and you just keep picking out the previous panels that you've already spotted, and it's like maybe you're fixating on them a little bit. But then finally you manage to spot something to your right. And you see another little panel there. And Kai, you spotted that one as well, but with your eagle eyes, you noticed another one as well, a little bit to your northwest, very high up, and you just see a little bit of the sunset is glinting. The glare from the sunset is glinting off of it. Or the start of the sun's descent.
Okay, well the one to the east is outside danger zone areas.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So...
And
Should we go over...
it's kind of convenient the way that the dead giant has fallen. You can just like climb up it as a ramp to get onto the high rocks and the platform.
Yeah.
Well, that's handy, isn't it? I whistle for Jomont.
Okay, he runs up.
Up there.
What have you spotted? Right.
Off we go.
I take it the lightning isn't going off at the minute.
This next round, the time you've taken to scan the area, nothing seems to be happening. And so you think you're in the time where like the acid would have deployed.
Okay, so we can make a dash.
Yeah, and the next ones are Force and Cone of Cold, which are on the other side. So we should be... hopefully we're all right.
Okay, famous
All right.
last words.
Yep, run for it. Up the giant. Whee!
Jomont runs up. Yeah. Tools at the ready.
Guidance.
This time he only does a 15. But with guidance, he rolls a 4 for a total of a 19. And you see Jomont struggle, and his tools slip a few times, and he's biting his lip, like, oh, come on. And after a little bit of struggle, suddenly there's a click. And aha! And he has just managed to disarm the trap. And he or not the trap, but the mechanism. And he's like, I really think I am starting to get a hang at it. This is getting a bit more straightforward, like I know what to expect. And then he pulls out some of the pieces, and he's like, another one for the force field panel. And as you look over to the force field, you see it shimmer, and the barrier seems to be becoming less opaque with its power, like you're weakening the force field.
Right.
So the other F up there could weaken it further. So we just need to time.
Hey!
Hey!
Can you all hear me?
Yes!
Yes. Oh my God. Okay. So basically, I don't know what's up with my desktop, but I am installing stuff on my laptop, which I should have done before. And I'm forgetting all my passwords. And so I'm having to reset all my passwords. So at least I can talk and hear you guys at this point.
Well, we've just been running around having Jomont try to disarm traps.
Okay, good. I love it. Put the boy to work. I like it.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
exactly.
And we found some more panels.
Yeah. So, disarmed the fire trap. And I don't know if before you like lost connection, but like 2 panels related to the force field have been dismantled, and it seems to be weakened.
Yay.
And Terel and Kai have spotted a few more panels.
Excellent.
Kayas mostly.
That seem to be tied to the mechanics. But they're all like in the zone of the cold and the force traps.
Right, so
That
yeah,
might be
we need to wait for the cone of cold to go off.
A few more seconds
Again.
pass. And sure enough, well, not the cone of cold, but the laser beam force bolt shoots out along the same path. Actually, wait, let me check something else.
Hey, Bonnie, when you get a chance, would you, in the chat, type the password for the Fantasy Ground server so I can...
Sure. It's not Swordfish, and it's not password 123, so...
That's right.
Slight level of complexity. Hey, continue connected! Now it's probably going to, like, hang forever. It might, like, be downloading stuff, I think.
Well, at least I'm here. I can talk through things.
There's connection.
Yeah.
There's connection.
This is true.
So I rolled, and the force beam does deploy, but it shoots along the same path as it did before when it zapped you.
Okay, so could we work our way round the back of this, or is that too rocky? Is that not going to work? We're going to have to go in front of the complex.
We could climb a bit around the back rim. Is what when you start talking about this suggestion.
Right.
We could do that. That would be safe. It seems out of the line of.
That's
of
what
any
I'm thinking.
fire.
If we just come at it from the north, and then once the cold cone goes
could
off,
go straight for the panel that's going to get hit by the ice, but not get right in the zone. And then we'll be free and clear to work on that one once the ice is deployed. How tired are you for the rock climbing?
Do you mean that one?
Yes.
Right, so if we go there and wait for it to go off. I don't know why it's done a T. I was trying to do a circle, but
I have no idea either. That's skills, actually, doing a T.
I think that just auto-formatted into it because of where I was.
It's beautiful. Such straight
I know,
lines.
it's great.
What a shape.
Kim, you're missing out.
And your circle is very good.
I'm in, but I don't see a map. I can't find the map.
Let me reshare the map. I don't know if it'll do it
Thank
right
you.
away, if it's loading a lot.
There we go. All right.
I left you where you were, but you can theoretically be with everybody if you want to be with everybody. Or you can be like, hey, Yelena's just chilling out here and letting you guys do whatever. She's still staring at her rock.
Yeah, put me with everybody.
Because that's how she's feeling about the situation.
You went into a fugue state.
Yeah. I'll be with everybody else.
Thank you.
Oops.
Sorry, it cleared it.
That's okay. You know what you were talking about.
But yeah, so are we saying if we jump down there, wait for the cold cone to go, and then we can pop up to the
that's
panel,
basically your choice. You could try to do the climb around the rim toward the F, is what I'm gathering you're suggesting. And then go for that one. And you'll need to make some athletics checks for the climbing because it's kind of rough terrain. Or you can go for that P that's the farthest to the south.
Should we just go the most straightforward and?
Well, it depends, doesn't it? Do we want to get it? If the force field comes down, can we get to where we need to be going?
Well, I think we're assuming that we can get into the door that's behind those two ballistas.
Yeah. So should we concentrate on getting that last force field panel down, or do we know it's a force field panel? Or will we not know that until we get there?
I'm assuming we don't know that.
I think
we only know that
meta-wise, you know that it might be. Technically, you won't know until you open it.
Well, I'm easy. We could try. Is the force traps disappeared now? Is it, or is that still there?
No, it just went off.
Right.
Yeah, the force just deployed.
Oh, well, maybe we should try the logically speaking, if this was a real life situation, you would try the nearest panel, wouldn't you? Before climbing round, potentially falling down and breaking your neck, wouldn't you?
If this was a real life situation, I wouldn't have left the tree hotel.
That's very true, yeah.
That's based right there. I would not have left the tree hotel. I'd be back
in
at the water resort.
Fish. But you're right, we would, yeah. I think we should go for that P.
Okay. Let's go for that P.
Let's go for a P.
P, please, Bob.
All right.
Oh, they won't get that.
Do they not have Blockbuster over there? Not the movie place, but
UK, the game.
UK.
No, you won't know what Blockbusters is, will you? The game show.
Well, Bonnie likes to watch.
I do not know what. I only know Blockbuster as a video rental place.
Right.
I'm not familiar with that particular game show.
Oh well, Blockbuster used to be a game show back in the 80s, and it was, tea time. School kids watch it and blah blah blah. Anyway, if that's for another time. I'll bore you with that another day, Bonnie.
Okay. But I'm curious. It might end up being a game show we have here, just with a different name. Like our match game is your blankety blank.
Oh, we used to have
Oh,
blanket blank. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
yeah,
possible.
yeah.
It might be a game show that we have. It just has a different name.
Yeah.
Whereas we don't have anything like 9 out of 10 cats or whatever. Countdown or whatever. I don't know. What is it? The one that has Susie Dent.
Oh shoot, I don't know.
And that's not. I guess that's not really a game show, but okay. Never mind.
Well, that was a weird detail.
On a tangent. On a tangent. Okay, so you have to use dash to get over there. And so you dash to get into position, and then the cone of cold. Holy cow! Oh, the cone of cold deploys. I'm just telling you, I have a hot 6 going on right now.
Okay.
So the cone of cold deploys, but you have cleverly identified where that deploys based with your bodies, and so you stop. You stop out short of the range of its effect. So the machine keeps the mechanism keeps grinding. You do notice now that you have disarmed like 4 mechanisms in the system, the sound of machinery seems to be fainter. There's not enough moving pieces. There's not as many moving pieces continuing to go. So the next round, Lord Jomont climbs up to where the panel is and starts to work on it with his tools.
Guidance.
This is like
a useful thing I can do.
This is a perfect situation to spam guidance. But yeah. But as he's working, a boot slips. He's focused on the mechanics, and he's working away. But there is a bit of ice that has coated the platform, and his boot slips on it, and Jomont slips on his and falls on his bum. And he uses up that time for that attempt, because the max he could get is a 12, and that 12 is not enough to disarm.
Okay.
So time passes, and at the time when time passes,
Lightning's next.
And nothing happens.
So the note thing that said it might recharge means it won't necessarily recharge, which is why we sometimes get a gap.
You hear the sounds of kind of like that thrumming of there is power building, but it's not like a strong sound. Everybody can make an insight check.
Terel has arrived.
Poor Kim, your dice are still cursed.
I know. It changed. I mean, this is a whole new instance of fantasy. It changed the whole thing.
After all that, they couldn't give you a natural 20 for your troubles.
Exactly.
Man, but both Kai and Terel both rolling 19. You guys are kind of coming up with these theories of how this mechanic works. Even though you aren't disarming things, you can tell that okay, these systems all seem to be working together. It has to build a certain amount of power to deploy one of the traps, and it seems, depending on the different traps, that might take different amount of times or available energy. But there's a certain sound, like a buildup of power that happens before a trap deploys that you have gotten into the pattern of. And you can tell with this lightning trap that it has not built up enough power to deploy.
Cool.
So with that, Jomont makes another attempt at disarming something. I'm assuming guidance.
Oh, yes.
And the guidance
That's
is going to
cool.
be needed. Unfortunately, a 16 is not enough. And here again, the ice is playing havoc with Jomont. And he needs to build. He's like, okay, next time I try, could someone just sort of hold on to me? Or does anyone have sand that they could put some rock salt to put on
clamp
this
onto him.
icy surface?
Yeah, can I just shoot an arrow at it?
You could shoot an arrow at it if you wanted to. Absolutely.
Yeah. Let me do that. See if that can. Excuse me while I flounder here.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice. Okay.
There's an at 20. Let me get out the moonshine.
There, I had to change the dice color. I guess
Okay.
after logging on.
Maybe this is a good color.
I like it. All right. Do I need to really roll damage, or
Yes.
do we assume it got hit? Okay. Let's see.
Yeah, roll damage. We're going to see how much you damaged it.
Ooh, nice.
how many dice?
Dang.
That's a crit.
So,
Oh,
Lord
gosh, you double.
Jomont kind of like rears back because he wasn't expecting you to shoot it.
Sorry.
And you pretty much like almost explode the whole thing. It hasn't completely busted apart, but you have like, there's a little bit of smoke starting to come from the mechanism. And there's a strange whirring sound. And he's like, Yelena, I think you've almost got it. Shoot it again.
All right.
Oh.
The dice cards give us the dice cards.
The
Take it
highs and
away.
lows.
Oh God.
Though you have inspiration left.
Yeah.
And-
Okay. Let's.
And you
let's-
get
let's
one
bring
for
it
rolling a
over.
1 anyhow.
Yeah. I like that constant cycling. All right. Let me try that again. No. What? What?
What? Oh my god!
You get another inspiration though.
I guess
I
so.
feel like the arrow's just like pinged off and gone like flying around, and we're all ducking.
That's the
I
thing.
don't think I get to take those
It's
again.
kinda
All right,
like-
you have this constant cycle of rolling one, get inspiration, use the inspiration.
Well, you can. Well, I let you do it like once per thing, but
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
You filled up your inspiration bank though, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
Right.
great.
How
But
about if I just jump up and stick a sword in it?
Yeah.
you could try like hit it with your sword and try to cleave that thing to pieces.
Right. I'm just gonna do like Excalibur, like straight down, but
Okay.
not use my bow. Oh, do I want to use my bow blade? It's got lightning.
Has he got a rubber handle?
What's wood? So
All right,
wood
okay.
doesn't
That'll
conduct,
do.
does it?
All right, I'm gonna hit it with the sword.
All right.
That
You
was
hit it. You stab right into the mechanics. And with that, you hear it crack. So, Yelena, with her critical hit, she kind of built up this situation like she's bowling and she managed to like hit every pin except for like what is the 2 and the 12. She's got that split. So then she was like forcing herself to do like this trick shot to get both pins to get the spare. and she didn't quite make it. So you like just stride up to it, kind of fed up with all of these traps, and you jam your sword, your bow blade, down into the mechanics. And there is this one little spark that comes off of it, but like your bow blade seems to absorb that electricity. And then there's just this popping sound, and a plume of smoke comes up. And Lord Jomont looks up at you and says, "Well, I think you killed it."
Okay, if I'd have known we could have done that, this would have been a lot quicker.
And he pulls out the pieces, the debris that is left behind, little fragments of metal and wire. And he looks in and he's like, it's the cold trap.
Well, that's handy. Okay, so that means we are safe to do the two above us.
Right.
Do we
I'm
want to
gonna
just
make
attack
them
the rest
roll.
of them, or?
Well, we could get Jormont to try and fiddle with them, see if he can disable them, can't we? First.
Yeah.
At this point, you hear the loudspeaker come alive. There's a little bit of static, and a voice comes over the intercom. It is not Moldy Marstein's voice, but a different one, something more gruff, more business-like and authoritarian. It says, "Attention. Armaments being disabled temporarily. Please report front and center for interrogation and identification."
Okay. And does that sound like it's someone actually talking and not a recording?
Do an insight check. Terel, you feel like it is actually a live person. You can hear some breathing. And enough, like... You hear, like, some sound, like some background noise. There seems to be, like, some people kind of, like, fussing in the background of this very stern, very kind of placid voice, very business-like voice. But, like, in the background, you can hear some people, like, arguing about, but do we want to do that? Do we want to do that? I don't think we want to do that.
Can they hear us?
Let's see. I jump down and shout, "How do we know you're not going to try and set something off?"
At this
We're
point,
here to see. Do we want to?
you hear
we're
a
at-
little bit of a pause in some of the mechanics. Like the sound dies down. The force field, what strength remains of it, is still in place. But you hear some of the mechanics die down. And you see, like, the ballistas kind of move, and they point towards you. But looking at the kind of, like, cannon part of it, kind of almost like the eye or the targeting of them seems to dilate and then focus in a little bit, almost like a pair of eyes. You've been identified as potential allies. We need to verify before we let you
Okay.
into the gate.
I'm going to look at Yelena. Do you think this is handsome? Has done something?
I don't know.
I'm just
Well,
wondering
Handsome
if
didn't never, while I was in fugue state, Handsome never got back to us, I said. I
Yeah.
assume.
No.
Well, he just told you to hold tight
All right.
So I'm wondering if he knows someone or
and that
or
he's
whatever
got someone on it and try not to
Yeah.
die.
So I wonder if he knows someone on the inside, or someone knows someone on the inside. Okay. Is the force field still up?
The force field is still up. At this point, you see a few little pieces detach from the ballistas, and they fly through the force field, and they kind of like look around the area. and then they like examine you, and then you hear the intercom come on again, and in the background there's some more people yelling like, bloody hell, what have they done? And the stern voice is like, please set down your weapons so we can escort you into the fortress.
I'm not leaving my weapons behind.
Yeah.
I don't have any weapons. I am a weapon. But that was whispered under my breath, so they didn't hear.
We just all nod.
Jomont, well, didn't have any weapons out, but he like he resheathes his thieves' tools.
Yeah, I will sheathe my sword and put my shield on my back.
After a few moments, the force field goes away. If I can remember, where's the force field? That's the force field. Boop.
Yay!
And the hatch gradually opens.
Okay. Do we go up or do we wait for someone to come out? What do you reckon?
Just a carefully approach.
Yeah?
Mm,
Okay.
As the hatch gradually opens, you see like a legion of heavily armored dwarves, weapons ready, and they seem to be led by a very stern, very tired-looking man. But they march out through the gates, and they approach you and surround, kind of like an arc in front of you. So you're not completely surrounded, but they've kind of taken a position, and all of them, are a certain number of feet away. But it looks like they're ready to target you if you prove to be duplicitous.
Okay.
All of the soldiers look a little bit... Their armor has some signs of scuff. Their beards are kind of caked with smoke and a little bit of blood. And their eyes are tired. And behind this group comes out a brightly colored dwarf, a little bit less stocky of build, with a deep red beard, and he's wearing like a jaunty cap with like a feather sticking out, and he has a lute. And he comes up behind and it's like, right, this is them. They are potentially here to help us, according to my Harper contact. So let's try not to kill them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And he sidles over to you, and specifically to you, Yelena, and he says, "Handsome owes me. Whatever you do, don't get into trouble.
Absolutely.
It'll come back on me. I don't want to wind up in the brig in these times."
That's a plan.
The dwarves look around, and they're scanning for any sign of danger. They spot the fallen stone giant. They dismiss it a little bit, noting the age of the injuries. And then one of them looks around and is like, Force field. It's damaged. And they start to notice some of the mechanics, and you hear there's some shouting coming from inside. And the lieutenant just lets out this sigh.
I say, where's Moldy? We're looking for Moldy. Yeah.
Moldy.
I'm assuming he's not Moldy. I would know. I would recognize him, right?
You don't see Moldy in this group of dwarves that have come out. The leader of this group of dwarves, he glances around, and now that he's spoken, you can tell he's the same voice that was on the intercom. And he says, Let us get behind the hatch. Turn on whatever defenses you've left us. Oh, she's not going to be happy. She is not going to be happy.
All right, who is she? Who is in charge currently?
Currently,
Yes.
that would be the captain. Captain Painbringer.
That's
Well, that's
awesome
applicable.
name.
Says
She
Terel,
is-
limping.
She is the head of the armies. She is acting instead of as regent currently, in the stead of Our Lady Orlbar. But enter. Bring your weapons, of course. Have them at ready, but do not pull them. This is. We are trying to keep some semblance of calm. The dwarves all move to go inside the hatch. Rapidly. All of them keeping eyes out the surroundings just in case this was actually a trap.
Okay.
Is
Wow,
their
we came
demeanor.
to them for help.
And you enter the hatch, and they swiftly lower it again. And you're on the inside. It's kind of like it's a metal anteroom. There's a few more hatches in front of you for additional external security. But you see that there's a little bit of settling, and there's some people like arguing, the people who are like looking apparently at the scrying display of what you all were doing outside in terms of dismantling traps and stuff. And they're like, I think half of them are out. Half of our traps are out now. What are we going to do about that? And the lieutenant kind of grumbles, says, well, maybe the person who took them apart can put them back together. Which one of you?
We all point at Jomon.
And Joma just kind of sheepishly raises a gauntleted hand, like, oh, did I do that? I'm, not really an engineer. I just dabble.
I mean, to be fair, guys, you should really be able to handle someone who's not trying to kill you, being able to talk to you, so that you can let potential allies in.
Yeah.
The head of the
Instead of-
forces, turn around. We have been under siege for a month. We can't trust
Bye.
everyone who comes up to our front door.
Who's been sieging you?
The
The
stone
kobolds
giants,
attacked us on the bridge?
the stone giants from above, and a few weeks later, the attacks from the drow from below began.
All right.
Two-fronted, and we are
Do we look like
stretched.
stone giants?
They have many allies. The cultists that associate with them come in many forms. Cannot be too careful. If it wasn't for the Skald vouching for you, we would not have allowed you entry. As it
Okay.
stands, the Captain Painbringer, she will be unhappy the above defenses are weakened.
So, what does this Captain Painbringer look like? Is she a dwarf?
Most of us are dwarves.
Human? Okay.
And with this, like the internal hatches start opening, and they usher you forward into the fortress proper. You start walking through the city, first the fringes. You see there are some houses and some outposts. And there is a kind of war horn that sounds out. And then you see people start to exit their homes, come out of their homes, and there is a lot of like excited talking as they start to disperse. And the soldier who has been talking to you, but you see from like his regalia, you think that maybe he's like a lieutenant of some sort. He comments, it is the beginning of the trade hour. The family's citizens, they stay securely in their homes except for 1 hour a day in which they are allowed to congregate and trade in the open, but otherwise we keep the fortress secure. So if you're in need of food or anything, this would be the time to do it. And I will see if I can get you an audience with the captain. I'm assuming you want an audience with the captain.
Well, I think we need to know what the hell's going on here, because we came up to try and get help from you because there are giants blocking our way to Parnast.
Yes, they seem to be attacking, doing pot shots at people who try to go down the mountain seeking assistance. Blocking path to the east. If it weren't for the two-sided siege, the two-fronted siege, we might have attempted to take out the barrier, the dam, before now. Sent a commando group to do it, but the person most equipped, the most skilled with explosives and detonation would be the Lady Liesel Orlbar, our leader. But she was taken a week ago, and things have been a bit complicated since then.
Taken as in kidnapped?
In a raid from the drow from below.
Okay.
They've found some way to get into our minds, and we've been having to defend that front as well from any of their incursions.
Kai, remind me, are you a drow?
Half elf.
Right.
Do you say this in front
I
of
don't
people?
believe I'm drow-like. Sorry, what did you say, Bonnie?
Do you say this? Are you having this conversation in front, or is this just like
No.
over the
This
table?
was me just checking.
Yeah, as far as I think you've said so far, Kai doesn't really present as a drow. He presents as a high elf.
Yeah. Okay. But you know of the drow. Obviously, your mum's drow, yeah?
And you all know that his mom is drow. And that he was raised drow, or raised in a drow community at this point.
Right. So possibly an edge there if we need it. Okay. Did the guy answer Yelena about Moldy?
Yeah, I'm trying to get around to that. You asked about Moldy Mostein.
Yes, we've been trying to get in touch with him.
The sergeant failed to report to duty when the sieges began. We're assuming he's not within the fortress.
So he's AWOL?
He's AWOL. His family, well, members of the family live here, the extended family. They say he went on a trek a few days before the troubles began. That may be true, but in the current climate, he's under some suspicion. Well, in his favor...
Do I have any insight in terms of whether that seems in character, out of character, extremely out of character?
I would say you do not think that Moldy would be on the side of any well, it depends on what was attacking. And at this point, they make it very clear that in trying to explain what's happening, these are cultists. They seem to be favoring Earth cults.
Mm-hmm.
Earth. I think they want our fortress. They're trying to overrun it so they can take over. Use this as a base of operations. Captain Painbringer said that in the dates leading up to the siege beginning, Lady Orlbar had a visitor wanting to discuss trade from the Underdark below. But they made unreasonable demands, offering to spare the populace if we vacated. Of course, the lady did not accept such demand. And that wasn't really trade, was it? We've held tight so far. We've held firm. But the two-fronted assault is a challenge, and it has gone on, and we are slowly losing steam, slowly losing strength.
Okay.
What does argue in Moldy Marstein's favor that it was simply bad timing on his part is he did construct the exterior defenses. If he was part of any cultist plot, he would, well, surely have dismantled all of the defenses and let us wide open to assault from that direction. And the giants would have surely stormed here or opened a path for the cultists to enter our domain. We're not sure where he is, though. It's especially with the damages that have been done to the exterior now. We could use his return to bolster and repair and even perhaps add in more defenses to our mines to prevent assault in that direction. So they have walked you through. The entire town is hewn in stone, and it's rather dark, but there are some otherworldly lights that are kind of look like faintly glowing fires that just sort of float from iron lanterns posted throughout the streets of this underground fortress. You find yourself approaching what seems to be the city center, and you see various citizens. Most of them are dwarvish, at least 95% of them. You do see a few other figures, like a few humans, a few elves, half-elves, and halflings and gnomes within the numbers. Most of them are like shopkeepers, kind of selling their wares. There's also, like, as you've been walking, there's an intercom overhead that is ticking off the time and says 45 minutes till the end of the trade hour. Make a perception check as you look around. They lead you, the lieutenant leads you through Orlbar.
Go for that.
As you walk through, Kai, you notice one very large building that you're not sure. There's a sign in front of it, which you can't read because you can't read Dwarvish, correct?
Correct, yes.
But if you ask Jomont, he'll say, oh, it's a steam factory. Whatever that is.
Steam factory, okay.
But it's a fairly large, impressive, oblong building. It's one of the largest buildings that you see in the city center. Yelena, you pick out, as you're scanning around, a shop that is labeled Marstein's Mechanics. And you think that might be some kind of like shop, if it's not Moldy's, it's related, his family might run it.
Okay.
Do a history check, Yelena.
Oh, yeah.
You recall once the lieutenant mentioned Marstein had family in town, you kind of rack your brain, and you do remember that Moldy had an older sister and a nephew. So you pass through town, and you notice that the citizens that are out in the road, they also look very tired and drawn. Most of the dwarves look a little bit on the thin side for dwarves. And amongst them, you do see you see many heavily armored dwarven figures. Several of them look very dangerous. Others that look very dangerous, but they're not necessarily wearing armor, but they kind of have a posture like they're at the ready for any kind of trouble or danger. They have the posture of people who are ready for a fight if one is offered. And you pick out several of these faces, moving throughout the crowds like they're keeping an eye out for any trouble. The lieutenant continues walking you further, and you start to move almost out of the city center, and the most congestion of shops and houses and like warehouses and factories and artisans start to kind of spread out more. And then you're getting into places where there seems to be barracks and even more soldiers. And you see, like, at different places, there are dwarves kind of like high up in outposts, kind of looking around for signs of trouble. And you move farther south, and then you hear the intercom say, 30 minutes till the end of the trade hour. And then you hear, coming from the south of you, shout and exclamation amongst the soldiers that seem to ripple and bristle, and there's calls of alarm, and you start hearing some ringing of bells, and then you hear another war horn that cries and sounds of people shouting, "Attack! Attack! Attack! Mining gate! Attack!"
Uh-oh.
And there is like a bustle. You start hearing cries and screams. You don't see as many, like, you're not where like there's as many commoners and traders and merchants and stuff around you. It's all soldiers, but they all seem to be like assuming taking their posts. And the lieutenant turns to you and he says to your group, "Are you here to help us? Or are you here for us to help you?"
I think at this point it's a bit of both, isn't it?
Exactly.
Well, come on to the gate and let's see what you can do. Maybe we can help each other. As these soldiers start moving towards the gate, kind of like leaving you behind, in a way, are you going to go with them or not?
I feel like
Seems
we should.
rude not to, since we broke
Yeah.
down some of the defenses.
Yeah, I'm just gonna quickly neck a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
That's 4d4 plus 4, so that's 4 times 4 is 60 plus 4 is 20, so it gives me 20 hit points.
And the Scald that you met, who was the Harper connection, his name, he didn't represent himself, and he's like, "My name's Hrothbert. Find me later if you survive. Nice meeting you. Don't make me look bad." And he cast Cure Wounds on anybody who needs it.
That'd probably be me. I think I've got some injuries.
So that's just going to be a nice little... eight points of healing towards anyone who is injured. Have you updated yours already, Kim?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Sorry, it's me being stupid, hang on.
I've updated Terel and Jomond. And Kai, of course, is completely uninjured and
Of
fancy-free.
For a change. Let me just knock this potion off.
And we'll take a little adventurer's break now.
Okie dokie.
And when we resume, you'll be at the mine side gate, the underground gate to Fort Orlbar.
Okay, back in a bit.
Yep, seen a few.
Okay, is everybody back and physically, if not emotionally prepared?
Yeah.
All right. So the dwarven forces, they sort of start rushing as they start hearing the signs of combat coming from their mining gates, and they pick up the pace. And you're rushing forward. You get to this large, like, stone-carved gate with a huge stone and metal double-sided door that is, like, carved in relief with different dwarven runes and figures and stuff that, Terel, you think might be gods. You haven't quite finished your religion tome, but you're pretty sure from what you've read so far that, like, these are, like, symbols of, like, Moradin and different dwarven gods that are carved into this stone and metal gate. The gate is still secure. However, there are these stone creatures in front of it that the dwarven forces are currently fighting. And there is the sound of pounding coming from the other side of the door. Like, bam, 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 like stone on stone, something hammering on the other side. The lieutenant turns to you and says, the defenses on the other side, they might have fallen. That kind of assault on the doors. I think we have to defend. How did they get through? Never mind. And he steps forward to start holding ground against these creatures. One is like this form that seems to be hewn from stone. It's not quite like a stone golem. It's not a giant. It's more short and stocky, like a rounded figure, but it does have a very hewn from stone-like appearance, but is like a humanoid creature as well. And in front of it are two large boulders that seem to have been animated, and they're rolling around as if of their own accord, smashing up against dwarven soldiers, knocking them back with force of their assault.
You mean like them stones in Labyrinth?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So this is what you're up against currently. Everybody roll initiative. Now, there are other dwarven troops around here, but I'm trying to, like, streamline and, like, not, have 5,000 million little people. I need to roll for Lord Jomon.
Is Yelena back?
Oh, is Yelena back? Okay. I thought I heard everybody before, but I might have been just crazy.
I keep thinking I can hear her, but she sounds kind of mumbling.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sorry.
That's all right.
From the top of the combat, one of the rocks... No, wait. The humanoid figure gets to move first.
Do we have a map?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I
Of
should
the
share the
package.
map with you. Ta-da!
Yay!
It's a map.
Oh, that's ugly. Put it away.
When it's still, this figure almost seems to become like one of the animated rocks in front of it. It's almost indiscernible from a boulder just planted on the stonework of this kind of hallway entrance. But it starts moving, and there's like the creak of like stone against stone as it starts to rush forward, and it tucks, and it sees you, and it runs forward straight for you, Terel, rolling like a bowling ball, to bring back that metaphor, straight for you with a slam attack. And it hits with a 24.
Yep.
All right, make a strength saving throw.
Hang on, strength save. Ha ha!
All right, that's moonshine for me. You managed to withstand it. You hold up your shield, and you hold fast, even with the sheer force of this creature made out of what felt like a pure stone slamming into your shield. And you think if it was anyone less strong and less grounded than you, they would have been knocked back on their feet and fallen prone. But you've held fast and keep your position of defense. But you do take damage.
Okay, cool.
There's extra damage because he charged you, and it's not rolling the way it should. So let me do it's an extra 2d6. So an additional 5 damage to you, Terel. And it is now right in front of you. But that is its turn. Kai, you are up.
All right. Okay.
There is a guy made out of rock perilously close to your robes. He's dusty.
Right. Okay. Right. I need to remember how to do the measuring thing. How do I do a cone?
I think a cone is maybe control?
Your right
No.
click pointers is a draw cone.
Yeah. Oh yeah, draw cone. Oh.
It's alt key and then both mouse keys. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's not a very big cone, is it? Could it be a cone in any direction?
It can be in any direction from you. What are you casting? Cones are usually rooted from you as the point of origin, but you can aim in any direction.
All right. Reverberate. I was going to cast.
Alrighty.
Is it only 15 foot there?
Yeah. I think. Hang on. Let me check. Yeah, 15-foot cone.
I mean, if we take him out, it might stop the other rocks. We don't know.
Alright, well, I'll give it a go.
There's another slam from the other side of the double doors.
I don't know if that's going to apply to anything.
Wait, did he have to do a saving throw or anything?
Sorry?
What, did he have to make a save or something against this, or is it a spell attack?
Blah, blah, blah. So, creatures, unattended object touching the ground in a 15-foot cone emanating for you take 4d6 thunder damage, and creatures fall prone. A character that makes a successful dexterity save takes half the damage and does not fall prone.
So I need to do a dexterity saving throw on this guy. But thankfully, his dex sucks. And he only rolls an 11. So he doesn't save. He takes full damage, and he is knocked prone, as I understand.
He is prone because he didn't save.
Alrighty. So let me apply the prone effect. So that means melee attacks have advantage against him for the time being. But ranged
Right,
attacks are at disadvantage for the time being while he is prone.
Okay. I'm going to take a couple of steps back.
All right. And because he is prone, he does not get to do an opportunity attack on you.
Yay. That's my turn done.
Alrighty. Terel, you're up. How convenient.
I know. It's like set up and everything. I'm just gonna smash at him with my sword.
All right. A classic. You hit with an 18.
Okay, and I get 2 attacks though, so I'm just gonna do the same again. Wow.
Yeah. 26 definitely hits. So you slam 2 swords on him, and chunks of rock seem to chip off of this form. He's still in pretty good shape, but you see him kind of roll on his back with a bit of distaste, discomfort, and disdain for how this interaction is proceeding. Do you want to move, or is there anything you want to do with your bonus action?
I'm trying to decide whether to do a smite, but I don't know if I was supposed to cast that before I did the attack.
You can follow up an attack. Like, you can add a smite to your second attack. I don't think it matters if it's your first or second attack when you smite.
Okay, then I think I'm going to try a searing smite and see what it does. So next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon, the weapon flares white hot and deals an extra 1d6 fire damage and causes the target to ignite in flames. Will that work on a stone creature?
As long as it's just extra damage and it doesn't affect your ability to hit a creature, I would say you can tack it on after.
Okay, so it's just a 1d6, so if I just roll that in normal, yeah? Because I don't think it'll...
Yeah. So
well, that was
2
worth
additional fire damage.
it. Yes.
Every little bit helps.
It says at the start of each of its turns until the spell ends, the target must make a Constitution saving throw, and on a failed save, it takes a 1d6 fire damage.
So is that at the start of its turn?
Start of its turn, yeah. So, can I do that?
There might be something you can drag onto the creature that'll let it happen
Yeah.
automatically. But
looks
you said
like
it was a 1d6 fire damage?
Yes, if it fails a Constitution saving throw.
All right, I've made a note, and hopefully I will remember to do this if you don't like Caden effect to drag to
All right,
the guy.
I've dragged the effect, so hopefully it will, but we'll see what
I
happens.
see something on it, so here's hoping. And that is a concentration on your part. So let's try to also remember, if you take damage, you'll have to roll to see if you maintain concentration.
Sure.
And no movement on your part?
No movement, I'm staying put.
All right. Lord Jomont is up. And he kind of follows your example, and he takes his sword of fallen saints and slams it down, or attempts to slam it down, on this prone figure. And I'll have that he moved and takes Kai's place. So 22 hits, and Jomont does 13 damage to this creature. A few more chunks come off of it, and you see a crack has formed in one of the limbs of this stone creature. Jomont stays by your side. You notice at this point that Jomont doesn't seem to use a shield. He's using his greatsword and two-handed fighting style.
Okay.
But as he kind of like holds his greatsword up to act as in place of a shield, one of the animated boulders comes to life and kind of flies forward almost to slam against Jomon.
I'll attack at a disadvantage.
Because of you?
Yeah, I've got my protective ability.
All right.
He's within 5 feet of me now.
I'm marking disadvantage. But I rolled a 16 and a 20, so it still hits with a 22.
Well, bugger.
Freakish. I don't usually roll that well. So I was expecting the worst. Boulder slams on Jomon, doing 12 points of bludgeoning damage. Now there's this big dent in his armor. But that is that rock. Now it's Yelena's turn.
Okie dokie. I'm going to. Is there higher ground in here? Is there still noise coming back from behind the door?
There's still noise, slamming coming from behind the door. But as you look around, you see there is rocks like where this kind of antechamber has been carved out of the mountain. There are rocks you could climb up on.
Oh, she don't need to climb.
Oh, that's right. I don't even have to climb, do I?
Oh, you could like fly up there if you wanted to.
Yeah, I
have your boots.
So is this stuff here at the edge? Like,
Yeah.
Say if I rolled.
So the stuff on either side to the edge is higher up. Depending on where you fly, it's either like 10 or 20, 30 feet high. So it sort of varies. But the closest platform, let me turn on the drawer. I can't make clear signs. Like maybe my drawer is too thick. But that's like 10 feet.
Okay, 10 feet up.
And that's 30 feet up.
I'm gonna go get 30 feet up. I don't know if I can move that.
You'll have to use I think you can get to the 10 feet with your normal movement.
Mhm.
But to get to the 30, you probably would have to use a dash as well to get up that last little bit, which would use your action instead of attacking. But from the 10-foot height space, you could attack still.
All right. So I know that boulder that's by the door. I know it's a threat. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it seems like it's kind of weaving. It is. You can tell it's not a regular rock because it's almost hovering a little bit in a not rock way.
What was it, floating in the air the same way bricks don't?
It's like I'm a living rock and I'm here floating to prove it.
All right, we're gonna shoot this dude. Did that not work?
There you go.
All right. Does that hit him?
Well, you got an 18 and it doesn't say. I don't know what happened. Let me double check and see.
Because I tried dragging it to him, but
it does
wasn't
hit
working.
him. It hits him.
Okay, cool.
18 is a hit. I mean, it like recorded your roll. Normally it responds off of that, but for some reason it's not doing it.
Right, but I don't know if now it knows. Okay, I just didn't have the mic.
So your arrow does 6 damage.
All right. I don't still get to. Do I? I guess I just moved enough to. I can still do a second attack.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
And if you have any bonus action you want to use.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's a big rock. It's not a small target.
All right.
And you do
That's it
another
right
10
now.
damage to it.
Yep.
So here with your arrows, the arrowheads seem to be stronger than the rock that these boulders are made out of. So you're chipping off significant chunks.
Is it going, ow, ow?
It's not saying anything. It's all it's like a mime. It's like
It's like a rock.
a rock communicating physical dismay, but like no sounds. Except for like the sounds of rock debris, landing and tumbling far away after your arrows strike.
Okay, I think that's it for my move.
The boulder that you shot gets to make an attack now. So it's going to fly forward to where you are, Yelena.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally can fly.
Oh, that was what I was afraid of. Crap.
And it hovers up and tries to slam at you. With a 19, it manages to hit.
Yeah.
Doing 11 damage. Oh, we had an old pass without trace. I think just failed, but like, hey, it should have expired anyhow.
Yeah.
Or maybe not, because you guys haven't had any sleep. I don't know when you started doing the pass without trace. Maybe an hour. I don't know how long it lasts. Maybe an hour hasn't passed. But that is that boulder's turn. The lieutenant seeing the boulder attacking Yelena, but it's flying and he can't really do anything about that. So he moves forward and strikes with his greatsword on the stone figure. And as he does so, he encourages all of the dwarven troops that are running around. Hold fast, soldiers! Defend our home! And everyone gets leadership. Which, for the next minute, whenever a non-hostile creature makes an attack, so all of you make an attack roll or a saving throw, you can add a d4 to your roll.
Excellent.
So all of you have that effect. For the next minute, you can add a d4 to your attacks and your saves. So almost like being blessed.
Cool.
And he moves forward and slashes with his greatsword. He hits with a 23. Doing 10 damage. You notice that the soldier doesn't seem to have a magical weapon, and it doesn't seem to be as effective against these stone creatures as it would be against flesh. As we reach the end of the attack order, the initiative order, the slamming from the door pauses for a moment. And then there is a boom, an explosion. And several dwarves that were standing in front of the door that had filled in to defend against whatever might be slamming at the door are struck by an explosion of stone and rubble striking them and buried under the debris. The explosion has knocked in the gate to Orlbar from beyond, and a flurry of figures start to rush in the door. There's also a bit of a tremor where the ground shakes with force, and you are just out of the range of its effect. But you see that all of the soldiers that are between you and where the gates were, some of them have been knocked prone, some of them are buried in debris, and several of the forces for the dwarven side have been lost in this explosion. Pardon me, I'm forgetting how Fantasy Grounds works.
I mean, we all do it every month. Don't worry about it.
I'm like, I need to add them.
I need this window open. Where's this window at?
I need to add them to the combat tracker. How come I can't add them to the combat tracker? So there's various little goblinoid figures that kind of come scrabbling over the rocks. As well as drow. Top of the initiative order, one of the goblins runs over the debris, rushes forward a little. Okay, that's what that's doing. And shoots with its crossbow at the first available target, which is Lieutenant. Misses with a 16. So that's him. A couple other goblins get to attack as well. And so one of them attacks Jomont and one of them shoots at Terel.
The one attacking Jomont has to attack with disadvantage.
All right. It misses with a 13 because of the disadvantage you applied. And the one that attacks you... I'm going to use the same dude's stuff. Misses with a 13. So those are those two. The stone humanoid in front of you gets up. Using half of its movement to do so. And at the start of its turn, it has to make the con save. That didn't seem to apply automatically. I don't think.
I've probably rolled it properly, done it wrong. So
I'm going to roll a con save for it. And it rolled like crap, so it doesn't save. So D6 fire damage.
Yep. Ah.
I rolled 1. Maybe I should have let... Do you want to roll instead since it's your damage?
Well, I mean, it can't get any worse, can it? Not by much.
Hey, it's an improvement too. That's an improvement.
Right.
At that, you chip off of the tip of his pinky finger, and you can tell that this stone figure is very particularly annoyed by that.
Good.
As like this little kind of like charcoal briquette like droops to the floor, like boop boop. But now that it's at its feet, it is going to slam again. And it is going to slam on you, Terel.
Okay.
Since you seem to be the most dangerous and offensive right now.
Ruse.
Hits with a 22. Oh, okay, let's take some damage, because I think somehow it is applying fire damage to you rather than the other way around. So let me remove... I don't know what's happening here. The effects have disappeared as well. But, like, I may take away 12 of the damage that happened to you.
Wrong button. Okay.
Yeah, because you should have only taken 10. And that is its turn. It is going to, however, kind of turn into like a little rock-like ball, and it is going to roll away and take opportunity attacks from you and the lieutenant and Jomont.
Could we have not had an attack of opportunity as it ran away?
Yeah, that's what you get. You get an attack of opportunity. Did I not say that?
Yeah, I thought you did.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, you get an attack of opportunity. Jomont and the lieutenant both get attack. So 3 people get attacks of opportunity.
I blame my mum. She just messaged me, so. Okay, so I'll just do an attack. Oh, come on! Never mind.
Jomont also whiffs it. The rock, I guess the rock just rolled away too fast. And then the lieutenant... Oh, and I forgot, you guys get to roll with an advantage. So roll again. Because of the rallying cry that the lieutenant did earlier.
Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong button. Is it an advantage or is it a D4?
Oh, no, it's a D4. I'm sorry.
Right, so if
roll
I
a
add...
D4.
So add 3 to the 15.
So that gives you an 18.
Yeah.
And an 18 is sufficient. So go ahead and roll damage. Okay. So you do 14 damage, and Jomont, he has 50-50 chance of this working. And it does. 16 just hits. So Jomont also does some damage. Doing 14 damage to the creature. It is starting to look seriously in trouble. One arm has been cleaved off. There are huge chunks that have been cleaved out of this stone figure. The lieutenant, he makes an attempt at his opportunity attack. He does not get advantage. I mean, he doesn't get a D4 because he did the inspiring. But he doesn't need one because he hits with a 23. And he does... He does 7 damage. Which isn't quite enough to fell this creature. It's still moving, but, you know, it looks like it is barely holding it together. Like this, he now looks like one of those like little stacks of pebbles that could just tip over with a strong breeze. Kai, it is your turn.
Righty-ho, then. Let's have a look. Right, 20-foot radius, that's a nice amount, isn't it? Bum, bum, bum,
Ooh.
bum, bum.
If you moved it left a bit, you'd get that other scout. Yes.
Right, ready? Fireball incoming.
This is where it's good to have a fireball. Magic.
Right, damage incoming.
Who needs Dimension Door?
Oh, exactly.
Dead.
I think you wiped out the majority of them, except for maybe one goblin. Is that, yeah, no, that goblin's still got it going on, but like his hair is singed away, and he's just like, ah! So let me delete a whole bunch of things from the combat tracker.
That was amazing.
Nice.
As Kai It's like what Kai pulls out some sulfur or something, and he just like hurls out this fireball, and he lives up to his name, Murderface, as half a dozen of the people, or like, you know, a hefty number, are either dead or they are severely burned.
Love it.
The remaining attackers that have facial features look a bit shocked, because this is not what they expected to have happen as they stormed through this fallen gate. Kai, are you moving at all?
Yes. No. I'll stay where I am. Ta.
Okay. Terel, it is your turn.
Okay. Plan of action. I'm going to attack that boulder. What?
You get
I
an
will
inspiration.
Okay, I will attack the boulder again. So I don't suppose the D4 on top of that could have made it hit.
No. Oh, wait, no. Actually, wait. I think that did actually hit. A 12, I think, hits.
Alright, but no, I meant the first attack.
Yeah, like a 12 would hit that boulder, actually.
Right, but if I'd have done a D4 on top of the 9.
Oh, on top of the 9,
it'd have been
yes.
a 10.
You definitely would. It would have been a 10, and that would have hit it, because it's a big rock.
Alright,
But-
so the first one hits. And the second one hits it.
Yeah, both of them hit. Sorry,
Oh,
I have my little tower, and it was obstructing the first roll, and I kept looking at the second one.
Right, so first attack does 13 damage. I wheel around and attack it again. And then I have a bonus action. Hang on, I have to get my shield up again. Shield of returning. So it says I can use my bonus action to make a thrown shield attack ricocheting against any targets within 30 feet of the wielder, which means I can hit multiple.
Yes. Until you miss. So you pick out the first target, you roll an attack with your shield against them. If it hits, you get to attack a second one, but if it misses, the chain ends. And it's like within 20 feet. So you have what, 3 things within 20 feet?
30 feet.
Oh, 30 feet. Okay, so you have like 4 things. 5 things, 6 things.
All of them?
I don't know. You might not be able to do the stone by Yelena because it's in the air. But everything except for the guy in the doorway and the rock by Yelena, you can attempt to hit with your shield.
Attempt. Right, so... Okay, so I do an individual ranged attack. Stroll strength base should be made against each target until an attack misses.
And I'm going to say the rock next to you, that one is at disadvantage because it is next to you.
Right, which is
And
what I
it's
thought.
a ranged attack.
So I'm going to attack the... I'm going to attack the goblin to the north of me first.
Okay.
I'm going to work clockwise. Right, so... Fuck's sake.
Wait, let me check something.
So on hit the shield of
Add a
the
D4.
Oh, yeah.
Because you might hit. You do. Well, 14 just hits.
Woo! 1d6 damage, bludgeoning damage. No, ignore that.
All right. You drop that first goblin with your shield and it ricochets off. And what is your next target?
Dust Goblin 3.
$19 hits. So you do 5 damage to that goblin. It ricochets off of it and hits your next target.
Right, so did you say I could hit the Drow Cultist 1 that's above it?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so that one.
All right, you drop the Drow Cultist. The Drow Cultist is just getting ready to, like, he looks like a little bit shaken, but like his features take on a certain resolve, and he drops to his knees and kind of almost seems prayerful and says, submit to Lady Understone, and you may be spared. Just as your shield comes whiffing by, and you slice his head off with it.
Nice.
The shield ricochets around to your next target.
I will go for unidentified ugly rock bugger.
Okay, unidentified ugly rock bugger. You hit with a 22. And the rock bugger shatters into fragments. And as he does so, the boulders, the boulder next to you and the boulder by Yelena just slam into the ground, no longer animated.
Nice.
They're just rocks.
My work here is done.
Excellent.
That was pretty good, wasn't it? I mean, it helps when I actually remember I've got the damn thing. That's me done.
It's Jomont's turn. He doesn't run forward, but he does move some to the side. And he pulls out a longbow and he shoots at that goblin in front of him, or, pretty much in front of him. And he hits with a 16. Dropping it. Ending Jomont's turn. The only figure left in this assault currently is the elaborately armored drow warrior in the doorway. And having seen all of these creatures fall in a fell swoop and getting singed in the process, he is rethinking this strategy. And he says, "This is not the end, but ta." And he ducks out of view, back further beyond the gate.
Coward.
As he does so, and you and the lieutenant, Jomont, and the three of you are looking at each other. And as the combat pauses and things calm down for a few moments, you take a deep breath, and one soldier rushes forward, seems to be wearing some clerical garb, and they heal, like everybody who has damage gets a little cure wounds. Not a cure wounds. Let's do like a prayer of healing. Okay, so everyone is healed for 18 who has damage. I'll update on Jomont.
18, you said.
Yeah, 18 points of healing.
Okay, so that's 18 off 37. That's 29. Cool.
Yelena, you should have 14 points of damage instead.
And Kai is still miraculously unscathed.
Still unscathed.
Don't.
Still unscathed. So cleric starts healing you.
Last cannon safe.
People are breathing deeply. There's some treatment of injuries out of the dwarves that have survived, and like a gathering of the dead. And the lieutenant turns to you, and he's beginning to talk about like the defenses in the mines must have fallen. There could be more forces running through the mines. And that's where the mushroom farm and some of our food sources are, as well as the access to our encampment that we'd already blocked off to try to limit the drow's incursion. They must have broken through or found a different way. And as he says this to you, you hear cries coming from the north, back toward the city center, and another war horn sounds, as if there's another source of attack. And the
Yikes.
lieutenant suddenly looks panicked. He's like, "Oh no! Could there be some in the city, or have they broken through the front gate, the exterior surface gate? It was weakened. We need to defend both sides. Some soldiers need to go into the mines and clear out any stragglers that might still be there. And we need to set up our defenses again, the underground access. But we also need to protect the city." And he turns to you and he said, "I think you've proven yourself. And if you're willing, you take your swords and your fire and your bow. If you can aid us in this, either in the mines or in the city, can we count on your help?"
Yeah.
Nah, I think we should go.
This is too much. Let's move along to the next place.
No, I definitely should help. I don't know which way we want to go though.
The mines or the city? He says the mines have multiple layers. There's most important is the mushroom farm. And the
Magic mushrooms or just mushrooms?
They're mushrooms. They're a food staple. What's kept us, since we haven't been able to leave, it is a large portion of our food supply while we have been fighting off the incursions.
I mean, do we want Kai down there? Because if he starts throwing fireballs around, you could lose your whole mushroom crop.
Yeah, but
the city,
you'd end
though,
up with some
above ground in the city.
The city,
very
though,
tasty barbecued mushrooms.
if drow have gotten in somehow, there are a lot of innocent people that need protection. And the steam factory, absolutely. If they have not already compromised the front gate, the steam factory must be protected. Within it, that is where we have the mechanics for the exterior force field and traps are hidden. The engine is powered by the steam factory. If they compromise that, then we are helpless, and a lot of the mechanics that we use throughout the city will no longer function.
Okay. And the mushroom farm, is that like to the north, that door that they've just broken through?
Through the door that they've broken through is to defend the mine side of things, and then you'll go back the way you came if you choose to defend the city and the steam factory.
Okay, what do we reckon?
And whichever one you pick, he's going to send the brunt of his remaining dwarven forces to defend the other one.
Okay.
Should we do the mines?
I just feel like
I don't know.
ranger in a underground.
You think you'll struggle with that?
Yeah.
You think you'll have better
yeah.
advantage with the area? All right.
Okay. Yeah.
And Kai, you do note that, like most of the when you came in, you noticed that most of the city was made out of carved from stone or metal. Most of it wasn't flammable, except for like a few awnings and
true.
stuff.
True.
The vegetable stands, well, the veggies were that you roast some veggies for people. You know, that's like being polite. But the structures, the houses themselves, they're made out of stone and metal.
So they'll take fire damage.
So they aren't flammable. They might heat up some where the metal's concerned.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's go with that then. We'll go with the city.
The lieutenant says one more thing. I won't necessarily send you all alone. you can take a few of the heroes that I have in our forces to assist you, if you so choose. And so this is my way of like handling bolstering your forces rather than having dwarven soldiers running around doing stuff as well. I have created some dwarven hero NPCs, and you can pick one of them and man your character and the dwarven hero to represent additional forces fighting stuff in the city. If you want to. If you think it's like too much and it's going to be overwhelming, we can just skip that. But I thought you might want to have like additional resources. And I didn't want to have to like do all of the baddies and troops, and I thought it would give you guys more autonomy for what happened.
Sure.
Give it a bash.
Yeah, go on, give it a try. See.
So let me share. I think this will. I can share this with you so you can look at the NPCs and decide who you want to pick. Did you get a window that says Dwarven Heroes?
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully you can open the different people. There are 5 heroes to pick from.
They don't say out inside them though.
Can you not open the thingies?
It opens, but there's nothing inside it.
It says no. They've got
Armor
no
class hit
strength.
point 0. It's all 0.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Maybe I have to share the individual records. Oh, I might have to like share every single individual records rather than the list.
There we go.
And the last thing I'm going to add is it's a feature, so I want you to like know what the Singe's flamethrower is that he has access to. You can all see 5 different heroes now.
6.
Yes.
6.
Plus,
Well,
one of them
is the
one of them
flamethrower.
goes with is an accessory to Singe. He's like a Barbie. He has accessories.
Like
I
the
see
Barbie
Singe's
Corvette.
flamethrower. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a flamethrower that he can set up, like the blacksmith from Zelbros could set up his healing tower. He has a little flamethrowing tower device.
Yeah, Singe is interesting. When he takes fire damage, his speed increases by 10 feet until the end of his next turn. So that's kind of cool.
And as I guess the general is,
Oh, and he can cure wounds. That's good.
yeah, he can cure wounds a little bit. There is a cleric.
It's Faerun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, Farah is a cleric. There's a monk. There's a Regis is a barbarian. Grana is a monk. Half Hook is a fighter, and he literally has a hook instead of one of his hands. And it's
Cool.
it's a retractable hook. You can see him like, he reaches out with the hook, grabs a canteen of water, and starts taking a drink with it. But he also has a shield for defense. And then Farah is a cleric. I think I covered that already. And Singe is kind of a artificer, but he introduces himself, and you hear his name is Singe Marstein. And it turns out that this is nephew to Moldy Marstein.
Ah.
And he seems very enthusiastic about defending the steam factory. It's like, a lot of that is my uncle's work.
Well, shall I take the Grona cleric? Because I'll be sticking it back.
That's Faerun.
Oh, is it Farah? Oh,
Grana-
yeah,
Grana's
she's a monk. Yeah, yeah. Shall I take Farah then?
Yeah, because she can attack as well. She's got melee.
Yeah, she's
so-
a battle cleric.
So she can help if folk gets close to you, I suppose.
Yeah.
And she has healing. And she is the only one who could potentially revivify somebody.
Okay. So I guess keeping her at the back is a good idea. I'm tempted to take half hook. Assuming that doesn't bugger up who Yelena's wanting to choose.
I don't know. I'm like deciding. It'd be fun to play. Well, Grana's the monk. I've just never done a monk before, so that would be kind of fun.
Mm.
If not like confusing, but I feel like we need to take Singe since he's related to somebody we're trying to find.
Possible, and he can cast Cure Wounds. You said.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to take Grana, I'll take Singe instead.
Let me see. So I am, I mean, because also, my Yelena's the ranged. It's nice to have somebody that's punch.
And if you, let's just say to kind of like give you freedom, if you don't take Singe, he's indicating that he's going to run straight for the steam factory anyway. He just might, not dawdle with whatever whatever conflicts you might find along the way.
I mean, he has a flamethrower.
So he's with or without you, you would encounter him again probably if you reach the steam factory. It's just whether or not you want to control him or not.
Feeling like trying to deal with two things might be because it's two things, because it's him and his flamethrower in it.
And you'll note the flamethrower only moves 15 feet per round, so it does mean slower progression if you bring the flamethrower a distance from place to place. That might be a consideration.
I think if he's going to run to the steam thingy anyway, I think I'd like to stick with half hook.
Yeah, I'm kind of liking Grana.
Okay. So Kai will be in control of Farah.
Yep.
I'm probably going to ask a lot of stupid questions when it comes time to attack, but...
me too.
So theoretically, you have control of Farah now, Kai.
I have control of Faerun now.
Terel has half hook, and Yelena has Grana. I've dragged them to you. Actually, I'm going to close these. I'm close them all out, and let's see if it will open up again when I drag them to you.
Yep, that opened.
I haven't done Grana yet because I keep misclicking on things and being weird.
I mean, he's like almost got the same hit points as me. He's got the same armor class.
Sorry, No! Ah! I dragged Grana to like off screen, and now it's like, okay, there it goes.
Do you have this thing?
Do you have Grana?
Okay. Yeah, I do.
It's like the top of where the thing I needed to drag to was out of the window, and I was like, can I drag it back? I need to drag it back. Okay. So you have 3 dwarven heroes with you. Under your control. As you begin to proceed back through the city towards the sign of conflict. As you move, there are a lot of shouts, a lot of cries of distress, a lot of shouts of carnage. And as you move farther and farther north, rushing, you start to see signs of carnage. People have been felled, and there are dead drow and goblins, but there are many felled dwarves. as well as a few other miscellaneous citizens. You start to approach the city center and get close to the bridges that go over where when you entered the city and walked through with Lieutenant, you crossed a large bridge that almost seemed to go over what was like almost a lava river or like a molten forge of a river flowing through the center. And you had noticed that there were multiple like forges lined up against this river of molten metal. And as you approach that bridge, you see that there is blood and fallen bodies all over, where previously you saw people bedraggled but excited about trading for vegetables and getting a meal and talking to each other for the trade hour of that day. But some of them apparently were not able to get out of harm's way before the alarm was called, and you see many bodies that are fallen here instead of being able to reach safety in time. You hear the clashing of metal and sounds of fighting, cries for help, and as the molten river comes into sight and you start to descend blood splattered staircase, you see fighting in front of you. Several drow going after dwarven soldiers and some of the citizens who are trying to run for cover. And I just thought of something that I haven't done, which is actually drag your people to the combat tracker. All right. And you guys, and I think this is where, after you guys roll initiative, this is where we will end. But you guys are coming down the stairs here.
Well, that was a sucky initiative roll. Is that not what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's all right. Yelena can kill them all.
Cool.
Do the heroes join our tracker, go with our initiative, or?
You can do it however you want. Do you want to do it on your initiative order, or do you want them to have their own initiative?
Good question.
I don't suppose it really matters, does it? So,
I mean, I guess in some ways it could be strategically advantageous to have them go in a different order. Other times it might just be more convenient for you playing them to do everything at once. But it was also to give you more to do throughout the combat and not have to wait as long. So maybe roll for them separately.
How do you roll initiative for these
what
guys?
you will do is, I think all of them have, oh no, wait, they have +3. Roll a dexterity check and then add 3. No, wait. Roll a dexterity check. Yeah, and add 3. No, wait. Roll a dexterity check.
oh, Halfhook rolled as bad as me.
Somebody, though, might have advantage. I can't remember if it's one of these characters or not. Somebody has advantage on their initiative rolls. That might be the barbarian, though.
Mine is already adding a +3, so.
And mine's adding the +1 that I've got on my dex, so.
Yeah.
And mine's not adding anything.
It should just be that whatever your dex modifier is should be added. So, Yelena, yours is 20, so that's...
So does that mean they're pretty much the same as us anyway?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And Farah is 19. Halfhook was 7. I mean, Halfhook went up a little higher. That's something.
Breaks up the drow stuff.
Okay, so that's where we'll end. And where we'll start next session is you guys fighting your way through the invaders at Orlbar to
Okay.
reach the steam factory.
Coolio.
Do make a perception check before we go. Net 20.
Right. Pass as we leave.
One more shot for the road. Because it's near Terel, you've picked out to your left, there is a tavern.
What, sorry?
You pick out, there's a building to your left. It's a tavern called, well, it's not clearly labeled, but Joe Mont tells you it's the Stone Cleaver Tavern. And you notice that there is, you can tell through the doors, there are goblins inside there raising a ruckus inside the tavern. I'm going to put a T on the map where the tavern is. And Yelena, you notice a ways to the east that you see some attackers going into a home, knocking in a door.
Okay.
I'm marking with that an H. Just so you know that there are two places here that seem to be having indoor troubles, in addition to the people you have captured in the streets. And that's where we'll end.
Okay.
So, a lot of combat. And I haven't let you rest.
No.
Oh no.
Yep.
So going to have healing pots.
But you almost never get to use healing pots.
I know, that's our first time. So
I think you have like a little bit of a store maybe of a few healing items that you haven't used in the past, 3 years or so?
yeah, I suspect that will change over the next month.
session 41 or 44, whatever your numbering is, finally get to use some healing items. But overall, how's the combat so far?
Yeah, good.
That's all right. Yeah,
Good.
I mean, I quite enjoyed Kai just blasted everything out of.
Yeah,
You know.
it's always satisfying.
It was so
Going delivery.
great. Yeah. I like how on this map all the bad guys are spread out. Oh no, not quite. There's 4 there that are all together, Rich.
Yeah, but I've only got two level 3 spell slots left, so I'm gonna have to be careful with what I do.
Yeah, you don't know quite what's ahead exactly.
Yeah, I'll have to start off slow with this next one.
And how do you feel about controlling like another hero? Am I giving you too much to do?
Cool.
Well, I have enough trouble controlling my own character, so I might struggle controlling another one, but I'm happy to give it a go.
It's like kind of like one of those scenarios where there should be other people like fighting in the streets and stuff, but I felt like if I'm just like fighting with other people in the streets, that's really boring. So I thought maybe this might be more interesting for you guys.
Yeah, and Yelena Kim gets to try a monk. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the next time we play is in September. Is the 20th good for all of you?
Let me see.
It's currently fine for us. We don't have anything booked in.
Currently, it's good.
Okay, well, I will put down the September 20th as the time we play next. Otherwise, thank you guys. I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. I might get on and play some DDO later. And happy Pride next weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We shall do our best to enjoy it. You'll be glad to know that the UK is currently trying to cause as much trouble for JD Vance as possible.
Oh, goody. Love
And
to
the
hear
other
it.
one.
The other one.
Oh, yeah, but he's in the UK, so, you know, that blockade I
that
showed
other
you earlier.
guy.
Yeah, in Trump in the UK.
No,
I
he's gone
think
back.
he
Oh,
was.
has he gone back? Have we scared him off?
Yeah,
He's
Scott
going
finally.
to, isn't he? He'll be in Alaska. Trump will be in Alaska next week talking with
Yeah.
Putin.
But
Supposedly.
Scotland did right by the sensible people
Yeah, they did.
and tried to chase them off. So
Yeah.
good on you, Scotland.
Right.
Oh dear.
Right, yes, so yeah, we'll continue try to scare Vance out.
Yay!
Yay! Send him home.
Oh
No, it's there.
Oh no!
Right, yeah. See you all next time.
Can you
Thanks,
just send
Bonnie.
him somewhere else?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Get rid of him,
Yeah.
but send him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Stick me down a volcano. Right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.